We've got a great opportunity today interviewing the mayor of Jerusalem, Nir Barkat. Thank you for being with us today on the Harvest Program.
Welcome to Jerusalem.
Yeah, thank you. Jerusalem is not as big as some other metropolitan cities in the world like New York or Chicago or London, but at the same time, Jerusalem has a very high prominence in the world. How do you as a mayor really manage the three monolithic faiths that go on here?
Well, Jerusalem has 3,000 years of history, unmatched by any other metropolitan in the world. And to best understand our future, let me take you back 3,000 years.
Okay.
When the city was developed by King David, and for 1,000 years, it was the center of the world. For all people of all faiths, Jews and non-Jews alike used to come to the city. The city opened its gates for people that come to worship God. The city did not belong to a specific tribe. It was the only place that everyone felt a feeling of belonging.
Interesting.
And so you always saw in the city of Jerusalem people from other faiths and other tribes.
Okay.
So it was a place, they say in Hebrew, Yerushalayim osa kol Israel chaverim. Jerusalem makes all people's friends. And it had that special feature, if you would like, of holiness and togetherness like no other place in the world. And that common history of 1,000 years of all people is our future.
Okay.
And when I manage the city of Jerusalem, I well know our history, our past, the special role Jerusalem plays in the hearts of billions of people around the world. And I want to open up Jerusalem for the benefit of the world to enjoy.
Okay.
This is something that is deep in the understanding of our future and enables me to better manage the city. So I work hand in hand with the representatives of all faiths, of all religions, of all residents, and people coming to visit us. That's my role and job, and I have to admit, I not only love it, I understand the importance of the city of Jerusalem and its success.
How do we bind the city together more? We keep hearing about East Jerusalem, West Jerusalem, etc., Old City, and sometimes people want to try and separate it out, but it's one city altogether. How do we bring that together a little bit better?
You see too much news.
Okay.
But when you walk the streets in the city, there's no division, there's no separation, it will never work.
Right.
Yet there are people in the world that have all kinds of thoughts that will never touch ground because the city is a united city. Now, there are lots of work to do. There's much challenges in front of us. But the philosophy has to be the ideology of the united city, open for all, that focus on the common denominator. That's our past and future. And we have to work very hard on it. Make sure that people that want to divide it or want to separate and are focused on the negatives, put them on the sideline and focus with people that are willing, and the majority, thank God, the majority of the people are, of the Jerusalemites are exactly there, to focus on our common denominator and to serve the role Jerusalem has to play into the future.
The groups that we bring to Israel are primarily evangelical Christians. What do they have to look forward to when they come to Jerusalem?
First of all, to enjoy, and to see the holy places, the jewels of the city of Jerusalem, the history, the people. We have many, many assets. The spiritualism, the holiness is naturally the first. Side by side to that is the people of Jerusalem that will respect you and understand and want you to come and enjoy our city. We're looking for those common denominators, and my goal, by the way, is to exceed 10 million tourists a year. And we open up. We want to make sure that people that do come here go back home as referenceable, happy customers, and bring more people back again.
Yeah, terrific.
It's very important for the city. You should also know that every time you visit the city, you strengthen it. You strengthen the city of Jerusalem because you bring business, and 99.9% of the people that come here go back home very, very happy and better understand the holy city of Jerusalem. So it serves all purposes for us and for you.
People in America, a lot of times they watch news and they think they're being told the truth. How do we overcome that issue of people thinking it's not safe?
Well, you're here. You see it yourself.
Right.
and I'm sure that you'll report it. I also give people some statistics that stun people. In New York, I just had the mayor of New York here 3 weeks ago. We had dinner together.
Right.
We chatted about the situation and other stuff. New York has 3 murder cases for every 100,000 residents a year.
Wow.
I think Chicago has 6 or 7. Detroit, we just had a team from Detroit, over 40, 40. Do you know how many murders are in Jerusalem, crime and terror together a year, on average, in the last 4 or 5 years?
Very few.
1.
One.
So when I fly to America, to New York, I pray to come back home safely to Jerusalem. Statistically, it's one of the safest cities in the world.
Right.
Peer, even less than London and Tokyo, one of the safest cities in the world in crime and terror together. But people that see the news think otherwise. If you look at the statistics, you understand that you're coming here to one of the safest cities in the world.
Right. Now you're trying to expand tourism beyond the conventional, typical tourist, archaeological. And, I understand you're a runner. You have the Jerusalem Marathon, but then also bringing in Formula One cars and that sort of thing. Does that really expand the outreach of tourism here in Israel?
Well, what expands the outreach of tourism is walking with the Bible in your hand. In the city of David, where prophets and kings walked, and you see the holy places, and you see the special uniqueness of our city. That is what drives the future tourism to our city. Side by side to that, might as well, if you come and you're also a marathon runner, you may want to enjoy one of the most beautiful, if not the most beautiful marathon in the world. So we expand the experience by lots of culture, lots of sportive events, and other. We're now becoming a very important hub for many conferences and offsites. So you see that we expand the experience, but the heart and soul of the uniqueness of our city is our amazing history and religion in the Holy City. And I know that for people like you and people probably watching us, that will be the primary reason why to come. But we also want you to expand that and stay maybe 1 or 2 more days.
Yeah, okay. All right, last question. Born and raised in Jerusalem, what's your favorite place to go to?
The city of David.
Okay.
See, the city of David is the excavations done in the last 15, 20 years. Layers and layers of digging and archaeology exposed the streets where 2,000 years ago, before the destruction of the temple, millions of people used to walk up from, there's that pool at the bottom of Silwan, where Jesus blessed the blind.
Right.
Remind you, Jesus was a Jew.
Right.
And you walk those steps up to the Temple Mount. You see the stones are, how do you say, people walked on them.
Right.
And you see that it was real. The Bible, the stories that we learn, they're real. And there's no better place to understand the connection between people of all faiths to God, but through walking the stones and the streets of the city of David, which is the old ancient city of Jerusalem. It also leads you to the holy places of all the monotheistic religions. So I think that when you were there, you really connect to the past. And through that past, when you learn our past, you understand the common vision and the importance of Jerusalem in our future. And that's what I want people to see.
Terrific. Mr. Mayor, thank you for being with us today.
My honor,
Appreciate
pleasure.
it. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.